It daily, where we talk all things moms. I'm Trisha Novotny, the mom behind 24/7 Moms. Oops, there goes my phone. I am the mom who has survived 5 kids to tell about it. The journey has been crazy at times, but I'm here, right? Okay, I know right now there is so much going on in the world. There are so many things going on in your life, in your homes, around your outer world of your family, maybe your businesses. There's so much going on between health issues for many people who are facing that. Obviously, that's why we're having this whole pandemic right now. Then there's the whole economic challenges that we have faced as well due to it. It's a struggle, and the struggle is real, and it's hard out there right now. And on top of all of that, now we got the message yesterday from our governor that school is closed. School is closed for the rest of the year. I'm like, what? Like, that's 2 more months. Our kids still had over 2 months left of school. I'm like, that's 2 more months. But today I'm seriously trying to wrap my head around it. You know, like the idea that school is officially canceled in our state. And that's it. What does this mean? What does this mean for our seniors? We have 2 seniors in our house, so this is a big deal to us. And again, I realize this is kind of a small problem in comparison to what's happening at the hospitals, what's happening in our medical community, what's happening in our financial communities, right? I get that. But in our home, this is what's real right now. Like, there is no graduation as of right now. There is no prom. There is no last day of school, no yearbook signing day, like all those things. It's crazy. And I think for me, it's made me really stop and realize this is hitting every kind of person right now. This is hitting everybody, whether it's that the kids don't get to go back to school, whether it's that your business had to shut down because you weren't an essential business and so you had to close your business, whether you got laid off from your job because you worked for a company that was non-essential and therefore you no longer had a job, whether you are facing health, you've actually ended up with the virus, or somebody close to you has the virus and they're in the hospital and you aren't even able to see them, whether you're a mom about to deliver a baby and you're thinking, I'm going to face this alone. My husband can't even come to the hospital. Many hospitals are no longer allowing spouses to come. I mean, whatever it is that you're facing, maybe you're just facing fear right now or insecurity of what your future is and just not really knowing what the future is, the unknowns ahead for you, your family, your children. There's just so much going on. It's hard. I get it. And I understand what we are all walking through on different journeys, right? My journey is going to look very different from your journey. We live in a smaller community. We have a smaller hospital here. I know that it's full and it's crazy busy there as well. But if you were just get in your car and you drive around town, it actually just feels like our town about 15 years ago where there weren't as many people. It just feels like when you drive into the Costco parking lot, it just feels like when our Costco first opened and it wasn't crazy busy and you actually could walk through and hardly see very many people there. And so it doesn't have that feeling of urgency, right? It doesn't have that feeling of like there's this pandemic going on in the world. We don't have that feeling of it until news hits your home of something, whether it be, for us, we own apartments and we have people who can't pay their rent. So that's hitting home right now for us. Today, I have to go help with that and figure that out. And it's hitting our home with our kids not going back to school and not graduating and that they actually had their last day of school and had no idea that was their last day of school for the rest of their entire life. Of course, they're going to college. But other than that, that was their last day of high school that they've looked forward to their entire career of going to school, right? And it's gone. So whatever it is you're facing today, I get that we're all on this journey together in some way, right? So I just want to make sure that we're there to support you. You know that we're here to be your cheerleaders, that you want to private message us, you want to leave comments sharing your story with us. We would love to hear it. We would love to walk this journey with you. If there are resources that we can help you with, our family last night, after dinner, we got up from the table, we got out the bread, the peanut butter and the jelly, and we made 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to take to the mission today to help feed the homeless, because they're also in a situation down there where they're trying not to make meals for them, preparing them so they don't want to get them sick. So literally we put our gloves on, we put our masks on, we made those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches right in our own home. Why? Because if any of us are carrying the virus, we didn't want to pass it on through the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? So we wanted to care and value for them just as much as we care and value for the members in our family. So we made 100 sandwiches, and this mom right here not so bright sometimes. So when I bought the bread, it said 27 servings, right? So I thought, oh, 27 servings, that makes 50 pieces of bread. That makes, okay, so I totally didn't do it right. It was not, I didn't do my math. Okay, so we ended up with only enough for 50, so somebody had to jump in the car and go to the grocery store, the last place you want to go, right? So 2 of them ran off and went to the grocery store, got more bread, came back, and we made the rest of the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now we got 2 bins full of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to deliver. As soon as I'm done with the show today, I will head over to the mission and deliver our sandwiches. But it's just one practical way we can help others. So if you have found practical ways to help others, I'd love to hear about those as well. Share them. Tell us about them. Maybe it's something that other moms can do in their communities or in their neighborhoods as well. If you're looking for practical ways, I encourage you to contact your local mission, your food banks, and see what is it that you can help with. Get in some of the Facebook groups and see where can your family and you help right now, right? I know it's Easter week this week, so we're going to switch gears here and we're going to talk about what is coming up this weekend, and it's Easter. And for my kids, they've always loved that. I don't care how old they are, whether they're 4 years old or they're 25 years old. Easter's always been fun in our home, and we are doing our best to try and still bring those traditions, you know, in our home while they're all here right now with us through this craziness in our world. And so this weekend we will celebrate Easter as a family with some yummy food and Easter baskets and maybe even an Easter egg hunt, because I got eggs, I got candy several weeks ago. Before this kind of all started, I'd already started getting some things prepared for our own Easter. So I'm thankful for that because now I have that in our home. So I thought today would be fun to tell you about 12 different Easter egg hunt ideas, like different ways that you can create Easter egg hunts in your home rather than just the typical hide the eggs and your kids find them, okay? So the first one is called the Pirate Treasure Hunt. And this one is where you would have to pre-plan a little bit and you would have to create maps for your kids to use on their egg hunt. So place on the map familiar things such as trees, bushes, the swing set. Maybe place X's as to where the eggs are hidden and let them follow the map along looking for their Easter eggs. So you'd create a map of, let's say, your backyard, and you would put different things like the tree, maybe the flower bed, the vegetable garden, and then you would put little X's of to where there are eggs and have your kids find them. So that's the Pirate Treasure Hunt. The next one is a flashlight egg hunt. And this is a fun hunt, especially for older children. So you wait until it's dark. Of course, you're going to hide the eggs before it's dark so that you can see where they're hidden. But then once it's dark, you're going to give your kids flashlights, and then they're going to go out in the yard and they're going to do their egg hunt with flashlights and try and find all the eggs. We did this years ago. We invited all kinds of kids over to our house for a Easter event, and we did fun Easter stuff and told an Easter story. And then we went out and did a flashlight egg hunt, and it was so much fun. But you know, now they even have the glow-in-the-dark eggs, so they make this so much more simpler for you than when we did it. But that's a great and a fun idea. So if you don't have glow-in-the-dark eggs, you can still do a flashlight hunt if you have the little plastic eggs, right? Okay, an indoor hunt. We're in the Northwest. We live in Washington. 9 out of 10 Easters, it's going to probably be raining on us. So my kids have mostly grown up having indoor Easter egg hunts where we hide the eggs all over the place. I'm telling you, when my kids were little, my husband was a pastor at a church, and we probably had 5 or 6 services that morning. So he was gone bright and early. 5 in the morning, he was out of the house, gone. So it was up to me to get all 5 kids ready, kind of have things ready for Easter for when we came home from church to have our Easter celebration with our kids, right? So I would have everything ready the night before. Easter baskets filled, the eggs filled, and it would all be in my closet. And then I'd get all the kids ready in the morning, and we'd get ready for church, and I would go out and I'd get them into the car, and then I would be, oh my gosh, I forgot something, and tell the kids to all stay there, and I would race back in the house, and I'm like a mad woman. I would throw eggs everywhere, and I would be just shoving them and hiding them and just running around the house with this bag of eggs, trying to put them everywhere, and putting their Easter baskets in hidden places, because we always hide the basket as well with their name on it so they don't get the wrong basket. And I would just run all around the house. I was so thankful when my oldest child was old enough to like be a helper to me and hide the eggs with me. And then he would run in the house with me too, or he would be delayed in the house and I'd go back to get him. And so that's when we would hide the eggs, and he'd already started. Anyways, so indoor Easter egg hunts are fun too, because there's lots of secret places you can hide eggs around your house. Another one, number 4, is assign your kids colored Easter eggs, right? So let's say you have 4 kids, you get 4 colored eggs, purple, yellow, green, and blue. And one kid is to find all the blue eggs. One kid finds all the yellow eggs. One kid finds all the pink eggs or purple eggs, whatever colors you've chosen. And that is how they are to go on the Easter hunt. That way, if you're really trying to be equal, if everyone gets 10 eggs or 15 eggs or 5 eggs, whatever it is, this is the easy way to do it, to give just a color, and you hide that many color. And then that way, the younger ones aren't out run by the bigger kids, because often the big kids will find all the eggs and the little kids don't find very many. So this way it helps everyone to find equal eggs, right? Okay, next one, number 5, is find an egg, win a prize. So place notes inside various eggs revealing what prize a child has won. The prizes can be simple and inexpensive. Be sure that every child wins a prize. So limit the number of note-filled eggs each child can get. So maybe your note-filled eggs are the golden eggs or the red eggs or the green eggs, or maybe they're a themed egg with flowers on. There's so many different eggs these days. So you can choose what it is, and then each kid's allowed to find one of those, and then inside is a special note, right? Okay, number 6, a math hunt. So you're going to write numbers on the eggs. You're just going to put various numbers on them, and you're going to tell your kids each how many eggs that they're allowed to find. So you're allowed to find 10 eggs or 5 eggs or whatever. And then once they get them, they add up the number on the egg. So if they got a 10, a 6, a 4, and a 3, they add it up, and that's 23. So if the 23 was the highest winning number of all the kids, they win a prize. So the idea is, once they get their eggs, they add up what the number is on their eggs. Not how many eggs they got, but what the actual number is on their eggs that they got. And then whoever has the highest math number wins a prize. Okay? Number 7, the scavenger hunt, egg hunt. And by the way, I have some scavenger hunts that I'm going to put out there. I meant to show them and print them off for you today, but I forgot. So I will show those to you tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and we'll get those out there as well, so you have those to use. We have a riddle one and a faith-based one. Well, one is a treasure hunt and one is a riddle one, I think is how it is. Anyways, we have 2 of them, and we'll get those out for you as well, so you can start using, you can use those as well. And they can be scavenger hunts or egg hunts, your choice. And then, so a scavenger egg hunt is fun. You can create a scavenger hunt list with different types of color of eggs you want your kids to find, right? So your scavenger hunt can be this simple. It doesn't have to be like, go find, the green tall bush. You know what I mean? It could be find 2 blue eggs, find 5 pink eggs, find 2 Spider-Man eggs, 2 colored egg, where you put 2 different colors together, 4 green eggs, whatever you want it to be. So you can create your own scavenger hunt of just using the eggs as what they need to be looking for, right? That's their clues, is they need to find 4 pink eggs. So this way, again, it helps kids to get a balance of how many eggs they can find as well. Okay, number 8. I know there's a lot of these great ideas, isn't there? Okay, so number 8 is a personalized hunt, and it is where you write their name on each one, or use stickers and put their name on the eggs, and they only find the eggs with their name on it. So you're gonna have to tell them about how many there are, so that once they find 10, they're not out searching for hours looking for that 11th egg, right? So you're gonna put their name on their egg, and then you can fill those eggs with specific things, right? So this is great if you have kids with allergies, because you can specifically put things in those eggs that are okay for their allergies. Also, if you have younger kids, you can put things that are based, for them, and older kids for as well. My kids love when I put money in the eggs. That's what they really want me to put in the eggs, especially as they've gotten older, right? They want money in the eggs. So this way you can put age-appropriate things in the eggs by putting their names on the eggs. Okay, and number 9 is find a number and win a prize. Kids love to win prizes, right? This gives a second motive to it. So place a number on various eggs that are hidden, and the children turn them in for prizes. So we did this when we did our flashlight hunt. We also put numbers. I put just a piece of paper inside with a number on it, and then when the kids came, they got to choose from like the basket of 1. These was for all the every egg that has a number 1 gets to choose from this basket, and there was a variety of prizes in it, and every number 2 gets from this basket, number 3, number 4. So there were different things. So like number 1 could win a piece of candy, number 2 wins stickers, number 3 wins a chocolate bunny. So things like that. Super simple. Go to the dollar store, pick up things. I know it's kind of rough right now with our whole staying home, but if you are out, you can get a lot of this stuff at the grocery stores. Dollar stores are open if you want to get out there and go do that. Target has a lot of stuff you can get as well if you haven't already gotten things. Also, many of us have things at home, right? Leftover party favors. Some of those McDonald's toys that maybe your kids didn't use. I don't know, do they even put toys at McDonald's anymore? I should know that, right? We don't go to McDonald's, so I don't know that. So just a variety of ways you can do this. That's kind of a fun one, just to put a number and they win a prize. It kind of is almost like going to a carnival. They get gives them a second thing to do. Choosing prizes, kind of like going to Chuck E. Cheese, I guess. So that's a fun one. So number 10 is a buried egg treasure hunt. This works if you have a sandbox or a kiddie pool that you can put sand in with your kids, and you can bury the kids' eggs in it, and then they have to dig and discover their hidden eggs in it. So that's kind of an easy one. Find your name egg hunt. This is where you take your child's name and you spell it out. So in other words, if their name was Savannah, you would put an S on an egg, an A on an egg, a V on an egg, an A on an egg, an N on an egg, an N-A-H. So you would have an egg with each individual letter. And the idea is that they find the letters to spell out their name. So obviously those with longer names are going to find more letters, and the ones with short names are going to find less letters. So it's just kind of a fun way to help your kids, especially if they're at that age where they're learning to spell. Maybe you could do it where they're spelling certain words. So you can have a little spelling list of words that you want them to spell out, like Easter, egg, bunny, chocolate, different words, and then they have to find those letter eggs with it on here. This is also, some of these are fun things that you could do even afterwards, like the math hunt, the find your name egg. You can do these throughout the week or even next week, not with filled things in the eggs, just egg hunts. Kids love to hunt, right? Kids love the idea of an egg hunt. So even if there's nothing in the egg and they can just go hide them and have fun with them, it's a great thing. Let them do it for each other, right? Let your kids play the math hunt and one of them hides all the math eggs and the other ones have to go find it. Or the name hunt. Let them hide the eggs for that person's name and then the other person has to find it. Okay, my last one is an Easter coupon egg hunt. This is a great one for older kids where instead of candy, you've put things in there, you've made customized coupons. This is similar to the one earlier that was find an egg, win a prize. This one is where you make your own customized coupons. You use them to redeem something sweet or something fun. And a lot of this could be like activities that you can do later after, or maybe it's even for right now. They earn to go on a hike. They get a movie night. They get a night to bake a pie with mom or make cookies or something. So a bike ride, different things that you can actually do right now while we're quarantined. You can put on these coupons and then your kids can redeem them, throughout the week after Easter. So those are just some ideas for you to get your brain thinking about Easter egg hunts. Maybe you have your own fun Easter egg hunt that you do. We'd love to hear about it. I know Easter's gonna look very different for many people. Maybe you had one of those neighborhood Easter egg hunts. We used to have those all the time. We used to go to our local golf club and have Easter egg hunts with our kids. Our church had an Easter egg hunt. So our kids had a lot of different experiences of Easter egg hunts outside of our home. But now with the quarantine, all hunts will be at home this year, right? All public group hunts are off. So it's going to be a little bit different of an Easter maybe for your family. So these are some ways to make it creative so that it is something they look forward to, not kind of a letdown for Easter this year. Like we have a new Easter egg hunt. It's going to be fun. Create some fun. Remember, I keep saying we get to do this, moms. We get to create the culture in our home and value this time with our kids and make it things that they remember, right? I can't wait to hear the memories our kids have made throughout these times of being home with our kids day in and day out, right? So those were just 12 ideas for you. I hope that helped you a little bit to get your mind thinking about Easter this weekend and it's not stressing you out. Again, my goal isn't to stress you out. My goal is to simplify your journey by giving you the ideas so that you don't have to go on an Easter egg hunt yourself looking for them, but they're right there. If you can't remember everything I just said, you can rewatch the show. As a matter of fact, feel free to not only rewatch it, but hit the watch party and invite your girlfriends and everybody else to come join you and watch the party as well. I'd love to hear what you're doing for Easter, what fun you guys are having, the ways that you celebrate as a family. It'll look so different for us this year. There's no church service. There's no, we can't invite people over. It'll be just different for our family, but it'll be fun because we are together as a family. It's probably the first Easter in a lot of years that all of our kids were home with their spouses in one place for Easter. So we're looking forward to it with our family. But again, feel free to leave comments, send us messages. We appreciate that. We love hearing from you. We also want to hear about your Easter. We also want to hear your stories. What are you going through right now? What is this journey right now looking for your family through this quarantine? Are you stuck at home and you're schooling your kids? Is your job looking different? Are you working at home and having to school your kids and take care of your kids? What does it all look like for you? We'd love to hear your stories as well. And do you have funny stories that have taken place as well? Share the joy with us as well. We'd love to hear it. Thanks.